Hello and welcome to the Strategic Bookkeeper podcast. Firstly, I'm still a little croaky, so apologies for that. In this episode, I am going to share with you based on an email that I have received from one of our listeners. So she has responded to the question I asked in another episode. What's holding you back from doing the program? I asked if listeners would kindly email me because the more I understand, the more I know, the absolute more I can help you, the more I can tailor everything. Okay. So the email that I've received, I'm very grateful for, and it is going to allow me to share things that I am sure will help everyone. So let's get stuck in.
I'm Jeannie Savage, the Strategic Bookkeeper. I'm an award-winning entrepreneur, author, speaker, trainer and coach. After 13 years in practice and after scaling into a lifestyle business where I could choose my own adventure, I'm sharing my secrets to success, my secret sauce recipe on how to build a thriving practice, delight your clients and ultimately live your dream on your terms. This podcast is a companion to my book. In each weekly episode, I'll share strategies for scaling and success. This is your time to shine, to step up, to become a strategic bookkeeper and enjoy all the benefits it brings to you and your clients.
Okay, so I've got the email here in front of me, and I'm actually going to start at the bottom of the email and just mention that this wonderful audience member has said that she is absorbing all my content, which is exactly what I asked. So to rinse and repeat, if you're a bookkeeper in practice or a bookkeeper at the beginning of the journey, conceptual stage, wherever you're at, I have worked my bum off to build the entire project to serve you. And let me tell you, that was no small feat. And to help you as best I can, what I really would love and need, like if you are not in my transformation program yet and you really want to get the most out of me and my content before you join, then what I'm going to suggest is that you use me. Yeah, just like this amazing community member, this amazing bookkeeper has emailed me and now I can help. Yeah. And so she's saying she's absorbing my content, and that's what I want you and need you to do. I need you to read my book once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Yeah. It's a how-to guide. Listen to my podcast. Make sure you're engaged in the Strategic Bookkeepers Way Facebook group. Join the book club at thestrategicbookkeeper.global /book club and grab my free training, Profit First, How to Build and Maintain a Highly Profitable Practice. Now, if you... Podcast interruption. Just to let you know, if you did not join the program when the doors open on August 1, and they opened for 14 days before my team and I rocked up live, it doesn't mean that you can't join in. The program is evergreen. Okay, so we have a way to bring you into the program seamlessly, beautifully, so that you can absolutely start working with me to build your thriving practice, delight your clients, and live your dream on your terms. If you are keen to know how that works, just drop us an email or ask in the private Facebook group. I'm always really grateful for that because then I can help the many as well as the one. Or simply use the link that will drop in the show notes or go to the website, pretty easy, and jump into the program because 2 things. Number 1, it comes with a money back guarantee, or let's say 3 things. Number 2, I do not get you to spend extra time working with me. This is about on the job. Yes, I've done other podcasts on that. And number 3, that money back guarantee, it kicks in after a year, but my expectation is to help you get the ROI really early, so that pays for the program. But yes, we're going to spend a year together. So back to the podcast. If you completely immerse yourself in that content, you're going to be able to kick goals, and then you can get in the Strategic Bookkeepers Way Facebook group. You can ask questions. You can make podcast episode suggestions because this particular bookkeeper has said that she is struggling with finding the cash flow, so the $99 a week to invest in the program, even though she knows that investing in the program is going to give her an ROI that pays for it. She's just struggling at the moment to find that $99 a week, okay? So what I'd love to do is maybe help you find a bit of that through my content. But please, rather than going like a sprinkler and absorbing other content that's out there, which is wonderful and fantastic, absorb my content, so that like a fire hose, focus like a fire hose so that I can help you best, okay? So lots of gratitude for this wonderful bookkeeper for doing that. Now, the next thing, so I read the email. This bookkeeper's trying to decide. She's been in practice, she's had clients, and then she's been down a path where she's exited practice, but she didn't like being an employee. And that really struck me, because honestly, those of us that are entrepreneurs, those of us that are self-employed and on the entrepreneur's journey, which, remember, I've done a podcast about that. Entrepreneur's journey is one of uncertainty and lots of other things, the total opposite to having a job. But I truly believe that those of us that choose that path and that journey, it is where we're meant to be, and there's a good reason that we love it, okay? So this bookkeeper is at that point where she's wondering, she would love to go back into practice, but there were issues last time she had a practice. There were things just not working the way she'd like them to work. And she's once bitten, twice shy, really, okay? So she is talking about the direction she wants to take and more, okay? So the first thing I'm going to say here is plan. So what I want this wonderful bookkeeper to do, and we're going to call her Trish, okay? So I love to have names. I'm writing that down myself. So Trish, what you need to do, and what everyone needs to get clear on. I do this with all my entrepreneurial clients as well as my bookkeepers, and some of my clients just love it. They kind of scratch their head when I say this around planning and think, how am I just not seeing this? But you must actually understand the destination that you're trying to head for, okay? What I mean by that is, so we take Trish, for example. Now, I'm not sure how old Trish is. The destination you're trying to get to, if you are 30, when some of my tribe members are in their, say, 20s, 30s, and then other tribe members are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, okay? We've got tribe members from the entire range, Now, the destination we're heading for and what we need and want is going to be different at the different stages of our life, okay? I'm 51. What I want now is different to the goals that I was setting back in my 30s, So the basic way to look at this for Trish, for everyone, is to start with money, okay? So to start with going, well, this is the income that I want. And you can think short term, you can think medium term, you can think long term, and yet again, depending on where you're at, okay? So start with money and then go time, wealth. Okay, so the reason I say that is because once you've got that goal in mind, so let's say you want an income, take-home income before tax of, say, $100,000, which is not tons, that's about the average you might get in a really good job, So let's say you go, it's 100,000 or it's 50,000 or it's 200,000. Only when you know exactly what you want to earn can you work back from there to create the small but mighty practice, okay? So in this case, I'm going to say that Trisha's goal is just to have $80,000 a year in take-home income before tax, but that's net profit for her to take, okay? So I'm just going to say it's 80,000, which is only a small goal. Because then what we could say to Trish, just for example, because it is, it's one thing to say, oh, we want a 400,000 take home, and absolutely, you can aim for that and get that, but it is up to you to decide. Don't let anyone tell you what your goals and what your dream on your terms should be, okay? So let's just say Trish only wants to take home $80,000 a year. And she says, and you know what? I'm happy to work. Let's say she wants to work 20 hours a week. For me, I like more, if I can aim to work more like 12, sometimes I might work 40 or 50. That is the entrepreneur's journey. Tomorrow morning, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. Even though I've been a little under the weather, I'll get up at 5 a.m. I'll kick some big goals. I'll do lots of work for my tribe. I'm actually currently rolling out a really great module around events and workshops for them. So I'll be up at 5 a.m. doing that. Okay. So the entrepreneur's journey is not the job person's journey. Okay. I've done the podcast there, but let's say on average, Trish wants to do 20 hours a week, $80,000 a year. Then if we say, well, that's the destination, how do we get there from where we are now? So let's say Trish has exited her bookkeeping practice. So she's just been doing a little bit of work for other people and she wants to go from 0 clients to a chapter of her own clients that is going to give her $80,000 a year income, 20 hours a week, and she's filled with purpose and valued. Yeah. So then we would go, well, what does that look like? Well, that could look like, or rather I would say to Trish, to aim for approximately 10 to 15, even if we err on the side of caution and go 15, really high value strategic bookkeeping clients. Okay, so that's clients that are paying Trish $10,000 or more per annum. With a very low cost of sale. So we could be aiming for up to double that $80,000 a year here. So I'm really erring on the side of caution. We could say, let's aim for, like, 10's a beautiful number. So we could say 10 ideal clients who pay Trish $10,000 or more a year. And then she has a low cost of sales and business expenses like the Strategic Bookkeeper program. Okay, so let's imagine Trish is paying me $99 a week because once she gets some traction, she invests in the program, because in the program, look, absolutely, this stuff is exactly where we're at and helping you ongoing. Okay, and it's always evolving and changing. But as I mentioned in another podcast, one of the bookkeepers in the program at the moment, I've helped her come up with a plan that'll pull about $90,000 more profit out of her existing database with no new clients. Okay. So I think this top 10 clients is a great one for Trish to aim for. Okay. So imagining that Trish is aiming for that top 10 clients, then in terms of that plan that we're making, so Trish has got my book, my podcast, the book club, she's got the Profit First training. So using everything that I give Trish in there, then what she's going to want to do, I think, is come up with the best way to find at least one good client, that can pay for the transformation program. Because then if we bring Trish into the program, because as I record this podcast for Trish, for everyone, I'm actually looking at the mind map that I have handed out in the book club that I think I might have even dropped into a podcast episode. I have it in the free training that we offer. It is so high value. So as I record this, I'm looking at this for Trish, and I'm looking at, I call it the business big picture. And I am looking at what is on the left-hand side, which is everything that you need to have ideally nailed for before a PC knocks on the door. That's on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, I've got all the moving parts of how we make it all work, right? Now, on the left-hand side, you've got the entrepreneur's mindset. You've got the work smarter, not harder, which is less clients, more revenue and profit. You've got pricing system, which is outcome billing, price for profit, minimum viable rates. Then you've got productized service, right? So you need a simple suite of productized service, something I call the 80-20 rule. So 80% same all the time. And you need to be able to offer up strategic bookkeeping, also known as advisory. Then you need your product ladder in place. That is content, welcome lines, core, and succession. And you need a killer conversion process that allows you to convert more PCs into clients and then VIPs without price as a priority whatsoever, okay? And that includes needs analysis, welcome lines, video sales letter, and follow-up, okay? So all of that on the left-hand side is going to take Trish a while to nail, okay? If Trish worked diligently using all of my content that I've given her, that I've given all of you, it's going to take anywhere between a year, 2 years, 5 years to get all of that stuff kind of version 1 nailed. Whereas when you come into the program, it is served up day 1 on a silver platter, and then we help you with how you implement it. Now, how I did that is a little bit of magic, because when I ask the bookkeepers in my tribe, do you have all this nailed? Even they don't think they have. And then I show them how they've got it all in place, and they're even surprised. Okay. But I knew that I wanted bookkeepers to get runs on the board immediately. So I knew I wanted to serve all that up. Okay. So I think the smartest thing for Trish to do would be to do some smart things based on my content. For example, if I'm looking at the right-hand side of my mind map, we absolutely need to generate business, right? We talk about find new clients, and Trish may need to find new clients, but ultimately what she needs to do is generate business. Remembering that we can generate business from existing clients as well as our market, our prospective clients, from partnerships and more. Okay, so this generate new business is something, a phrase that I'd like you to really embrace. Okay, so in terms of Trish finding and onboarding some ideal clients without price as a priority, well, I'd suggest that finding one new client wouldn't be too hard. Like if I'm looking at the right-hand side, you've got brand, digital ecosystem, audience attraction, strategies, database capture, database nurture, business development, and standard operating procedures. Now, Trish might have an old database, And in my free training that I offer you, I talk about database in there as well as in my book, as well as in my podcast. And database is the diamonds at your feet, okay? So simply reaching out to past and inactive clients is usually the low-hanging fruit, and you can do this. So Trish was saying in her email, she would love to rebrand, she would love to get the right assets in place, etc. But this is all a big job right now. Looking at your database and looking for past and inactive clients is something you can do without any collateral, without anything. Literally, when I run training events, and I say this one, I've got bookkeepers who do it, and it happens all the time, and they say, Jeannie, oh my goodness, it works. I just re-engaged a past client. I just re-engaged an inactive client, okay? And voila, we have new business. We have a new client. We've really generated new business from someone on our database, okay? So for Trish, for everyone, I promise that generating some cash flow to be able to join my tribe can be done by finding a client. And then when Trish finds that person that needs to be helped, in my book club particularly, okay, and I've got more free trainings I can give you access to, but in my book club, I really tell you about the conversion chapter, in the book club. So if you join that, and I'm not promising that that will be available forever, because my job is to push you out of procrastination and get you doing it. So at this stage, book club content is available. When you join, you'll get all my recorded podcasts that I've done where I go into each chapter. And when I did the conversion chapter, I explain how to convert a PC into a file health check first. That's going to increase your conversion rates. Let's say you convert 5 out of 10, you're going to convert 7 out of 10. Boom. Okay. And then that will give you more time for them to be in the customer journey, to get to know, like, and trust you. You can do all this without any collateral. You can get runs on the board and generate enough income to join my program by doing these simple things. Okay. So I want to give you ways to do this. So 0 collateral. All you've got is that you are a really great technically skilled bookkeeper, and you are ready to do the mechanics, the mindset, and the productivity. Like, you're ready to make no excuses and no failure. If you can give me those 2 things, we can together get a run on the board in order to help you be able to afford to pay for the program, so I can serve it all up done for you. Okay. And I would love to do that. So If Trish finds someone, then that person on the database is already going to know, like, and trust her. They might really appreciate the manners message that she sends. That message that says something like, "Hi, Sally, we haven't spoken in ages. I just thought of you and I wondered how everything's going." Yeah, make sure that they know you're the bookkeeper reaching out. You can say things like, "Are you keeping up with the books? I thought I'd just check if you need a hand, because if you do need a hand, I'm just a phone call away." Okay. So I talk and train on this a lot. Birthdays, we must be working the heck out of our database. Okay. Use Microsoft Excel to start. I said all of this last week in book club, or if you're listening to this podcast, it might not be last week, it might be a couple of weeks ago, but I did this in the conversion chapter. Okay. So that's where I recommend Trish starts, is database. The next place I recommend Trish starts is to hang her sign out on social media. And I'm not talking business social media. I'm talking personal social media. Use all the collateral I've given you and then go into your personal social media. It is the new networking room for the entrepreneur. And if you have digested all my content, you'll have heard me say this already, okay? I know that it can feel a little controversial because social media can feel a bit yuck, but everything has the meaning we give it, and I don't find it yuck because I use it the right way, okay? So hang your sign out. Make sure everybody knows what you do. If you are starting a business social media, just like I say in my book, all you need is to post 3 times a week to show up consistently, okay? Your version 1 is perfect, my friends. Whatever you put out for version 1 is your perfect version 1, yeah? If you don't have a website and you want to get a website, contact my friends at Biz Inc. Mention my name, mention Jeannie, mention the Strategic Bookkeeper, and say, "Jeannie said you'd take care of me," okay? Because it breaks my heart when I see bookkeepers spend tons of money on terrible websites, okay? So we've sorted that relationship for you. But if you come into the program, we have NDAs and done for you content that is used over at Biz Inc. Okay. But what I'm going to say to Trish and everyone is, if you don't have a website right now, it might be smarter to get a run on the board to be able to afford my transformation program, yeah, which is exactly what Trish wants to do in this email, okay? So I would not be serving you if I didn't tell you that, okay? So that would seem like the smarter thing. And honestly, the tribe members, and you can usually access my tribe members in the Strategic Bookkeepers Way Facebook. Like if you put a hand up and say, "Anyone in the tribe, what can you tell me about this or that?" Tribe members and what they have saved and what they've been able to leverage through the website collateral and working with us on that is just phenomenal. And the head of Biz Inc., Matt, when he rolled out the second website for one of our tribe members, is using our collateral, our marketing copy. He rang me and said, "Have you seen it? Because holy cow, it is the best bookkeeper website we've ever done." Okay. So when you are collaborating with us, you're going to turbocharge that relationship. But coming back to Trisha's email, okay, and what I want for everyone is to get runs on the board so that if, like Trish, what's holding you back is not being able to find that $99 a week, okay, then I'm helping you right now with how you find that. And then the other thing we connected to here, to rinse and repeat, is make sure you know what you're working for. Because as I say, I would be looking for Trish to have a handful of small but mighty clients, okay? Now, there are other things in Trisha's email, like she's had staff before that didn't go so well. Who can relate to that? I certainly can. I've been the people-pleasing manager. I've made all the mistakes. I've been there, done that. I would say that these days I have a lot of mastery in that area, and that's something that we can help you with in the program too, right? But let's work hard and let's get started by doing it ourselves. And that's what Trish would be doing, okay? So in terms of team, Trish, I would absolutely recommend that anyone out there in this kind of position is going to go and look for a handful of high value clients and do the work yourself, and then come into the program and we'll make stuff easier, okay? Otherwise, there's a lot of high value content in my book, but being part of our tribe, getting the support from not just me, but the entire tribe. Yeah, so everyone in TSB, everyone in the Strategic Bookkeeper Transformation Program, absolutely everyone, even the members who clearly are leveling up to become experts, to become ambassadors that will one day be coaching you as well. That is my vision. Okay, that is absolutely what's going to happen. And I see them now rising, and I get so excited to come into the program and have that level of support around things like staffing. It's impossible for me to even convey how transformational that is. Okay, so absolutely for Trish, reading her email, that is what I talk about. And the reason that I'm connecting so heavily to the program is because Trish, in this email, and she contacted me on Facebook Messenger too. I'm hopeless on there. But when she's talked to me on both platforms, she's saying to me that she knows she should be jumping in with both feet and joining the program. Yeah. She's just not doing it because she can't find that $99 a week. And so that is why I'm explaining the answer for Trish in how she's going to afford it and to help you with that too. Okay. So just having a look at this email before we bring the podcast, which is a little longer than some of mine, to an end. So probably other things that Trisha said is that she is really keen to work in advisory. So this is ideal. Like, this is exactly what I need to hear. If you are keen to go beyond basic bookkeeping and into strategic bookkeeping, then we're going to give you the keys to the kingdom and all the collateral to not just do the strategic bookkeeping, because my friends, that is the easy part, to build demand and desire for strategic bookkeeping so that your PCs and clients can't press go fast enough. Yeah. And you're able to build this beautiful, small but mighty practice, to build your thriving practice, delight your clients, and live your dream on your terms. Okay. So the other thing Trish did say, so in terms of rebranding, etc., I'd rather you let us help you do that. We will save you bucket tons of money. So the transformation program at $99 a week for a minimum term of a year with a money back guarantee is a fraction of what you will give to what will probably be a very average marketing person. Okay. If I'm being honest, I just had an entrepreneur tell me he's paid $20,000 for a website a long time ago and he hasn't even seen it yet. And this is a common tale, and I hear it from bookkeepers too. So it is much smarter to come in and work with a veteran bookkeeper who specializes in brand marketing, selling, and administration for bookkeepers, my friends. Okay. The other thing that Trish said at the end is that she'd also like to get into one-off, one-on-one training for, say, Xero or another, if you're in the States or the Northern Hemisphere, a lot of you using QBO, etc. But software training. So we do have a standalone course available to you. It's called Be a Brilliant Trainer. So I am a very gifted trainer and assessor myself. I've been told by clients when I train them in software that there is no comparing the way that I train to others. And obviously I train in the Strategic Bookkeeper program as well. So I decided, based on demand, that I would create this Be a Brilliant Trainer standalone course. And so if you're interested in that, let us know. It is available on the website, thestrategicbookkeeper.global, under courses. Okay. With that one, so it's a beautiful short audio course that you can do while you're out and about, driving, going for a walk, whatever. You'll be certified in 2 hours. You will learn what you need to know, and you will learn when it works and when it doesn't work in terms of training. You'll be given a productized service that allows you to charge $1,000 for 3 hours of training, which pays for 20% of the program, right? So you'll also be given a special qualification by me that is a badge, and you'll be able to display that in your marketing collateral as a competitive advantage. And the feedback that we've had from this is on the website. So when you go to that course, you'll see the feedback from people who've done the course, and it is stellar. And I'm really proud of that course, really proud of that intellectual property. And it is also CPE or CPD. Okay, so I am a registered BAS agent here in Australia, and that entire course is CPE points for you as well. So that answers Trisha's last question. Okay, Trisha's also expressed her gratitude for everything that I'm doing, and I'm really grateful for that. The Strategic Bookkeeper project fills my cup. I do believe it's my dharma. And so it's my privilege to show up and serve everyone.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a question you'd like answered on my podcast, please email me, hello@thestrategicbookkeeper.global. Did you know we have a private Facebook group called the Strategic Bookkeepers Way? There you'll find bookkeepers just like you on the same journey where you can ask questions and get support. You can find more resources and how to work with me at thestrategicbookkeeper.global. All the links are in the show notes. Have a prosperous week and I'll see you in the next episode.